How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Crypto Unveiled YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at a top 5 cryptocurrency altcoins which I believe you need to check out before the next cryptocurrency bull run, because it's only a matter of time before the next bull run comes along, and you guys do not want to miss out, trust me. So the first coin we are going to be taking a look at today in the number 5 position is actually going to be a coin called Render. You can see the current price of Render is currently sitting at just over $7.62 per Render, and you can see the current market cap of Render has actually exploded quite a lot recently. You can see it's almost touching $4 billion in the market cap, which is absolutely crazy. Because, you know, this coin, I really do believe that this coin could go even higher. Of course, this market cap right now is, you know, it is fairly substantial compared to other coins that I talk about on my channel. I like to sort of talk about a lot lower coins. So $4 billion is definitely on the higher side, which I like to talk about. However, I do believe that we are still very, very early for Render, and I believe there's still a lot of potential for Render's future. But you can see here, market cap, like I just said, almost $4 billion, almost about to touch $4 billion in the market cap. Volume over the last 24 hours is up almost 95%, guys. Absolutely crazy. You can see $1.44 billion in volume over the last 24 hours alone, which is absolutely crazy. If we look at the volume to market cap ratio, 36%, absolutely crazy. You can see how much it's been pumping recently over the last day, 6.55% over the last day, 7 days up almost 18%, and over the last month you can see up 43% in the last month, which is absolutely crazy. Because the last time I talked about Render, I believe it was around a month ago. So if you actually checked out my last video and, you know, wanted to invest into Render, you guys would be up a very decent amount of money right now. So that just shows you guys need to keep updated with cryptocurrency, and the best way to do that is just subscribe to my channel. So a little bit of a shameless plug right there as well. But you see the total supply of Render is just over 532 million Render, with the current circulating supply sitting at 517 million Render. So a lot, basically, you know, 90%, over 90% of the coins are already on the market. So, you know, if you were to invest right now, when the rest of the coins do actually come onto the market, you're not going to experience much dilution at all. So now let's actually get into why I'm so bullish about Render and what is Render all about. So you can see here, Render, as the name suggests, it's very simple. I believe that's the reason they've done it. It's very, very simple and easy to understand. You can see here, it's all about distributed GPU rendering power. So basically, it is a decentralized distributed GPU rendering network where you can actually use other people's GPUs around the world, use their GPU power to actually, you know, basically help you, you know, with your projects, with whatever you need that needs rendering, for example. You can actually use other, you know, people's power, which is distributed within the network. And that basically just saves you from having to, you know, if you want to work on a project and you don't always do it, and you just want to work on a project just one time, and you want to render a project just one time, you don't need to go out and buy all this expensive equipment. You can just go on the Render network and basically use this distributed GPU power from someone else's GPU out there in the world. And of course, that person gets rewarded for actually putting their GPU power basically out there to rent. And then, of course, the person who's using that GPU power also, you know, gets that benefit of them actually using that GPU power and not actually having to actually, you know, go out and, like I just said, spend that money on all this expensive equipment. Like I said, because some people don't want to, you know, they don't need to be always rendering these things all the time. They may only need it, you know, every now and then. But you can see here, transform your creative workflow with the speed and scale of the Render network. Welcome to the Render network, the world's first decentralized GPU rendering platform designed to supercharge your creative workflow. You can see here we harness idle GPU power worldwide. So like I said, this could be people's computers anywhere in the world which is just sat there doing nothing. They take this idle GPU power and actually distribute it onto a network, as you can see here, providing you with near limitless rendering capacity at a fraction of the usual cost. So, you know, I really do believe this is going to do really well in the future because of how unique it is. And also, Render, one of the biggest reasons why Render has been doing this so well over the last few months is because Render has actually started being used by Apple. The absolutely massive, huge, giant company, Apple, you know, iPhones, iPads, iMacs, all these different, you know, I'm sure you guys know Apple. Everyone knows Apple. Absolutely massive company has actually started using Render for one of their applications. It was actually on I believe it's on the last time when the new iPhone got released. Render was actually there. You could see the Render logo in the actual presentation they do about the new iPhone. So incredibly exciting stuff, and I believe that Render's going to do incredibly well in the future. So that was Render in number 5 position. The next coin in the number 4 position is actually going to be a coin which I've done a video about yesterday, and before that I hadn't actually really talked about it much on the, or I haven't actually talked about it at all on the channel. But I really do believe that Moonwell has a very unique thing. It's a very simple and basic, very easy to understand coin. But a lot of times these coins which are simple and easy to understand and easy to use, a lot of times they do extremely well in the cryptocurrency space. Because who doesn't want to invest in a coin which is simple, easy to understand, and has a lot of potential in the future. So you can see the current price of Moonwell is currently sat at just over 6 cents per coin. You can see that the market cap is $181 million. Of course, this is not completely verified and guaranteed, because you can see here it's self-reported, so that is something to keep in mind. However, I do believe that this will be the legit market cap. I don't believe they have any reason to lie about that. So the volume over the last 24 hours is again up 9%. So I believe a lot of coins over the last 24 hours have actually experienced a little bit of a pump as well. Which is, okay, of course, very good to see as well. But $7.45 million in volume over the last 24 hours. Volume to market cap ratio, 4%, again, not bad. And total supply of Moonwell, 5 billion, with self-reported circulating supply, again, self-reported, so it's not verified, I have to say that. But you can see it's just sat under just under 3 billion Moonwell as well, which again, not too bad. We are still extremely early into Moonwell, I believe. So again, you're not going to experience too much coin dilution. Over 50% of the coins are already on the market. So again, not too bad as well. So what is Moonwell all about? You can see here, very simple and easy to understand. This is why I said I like it so much. It's so simple. Lending made simple. So Moonwell work exactly the same way as traditional banks do. They're basically, they work the same way as banks. However, Moonwell actually, will actually reward you for you actually, basically allowing them to lend out your money, which is how, if you guys didn't know how traditional banks work, you put your money into a savings account, you get a few percent a year, and in return, they are actually able to actually lend out your money to actually make money for themselves. However, Moonwell, works the same way. So you can see here, you can actually, if you have a load of money sitting there with doing nothing, you can actually use Moonwell to lend your money to someone else and actually earn interest on the money that you lend. And it also works the other way. If you actually want to borrow money, you can actually use Moonwell to actually borrow money from them, basically from someone else. And of course you have to pay it back with a little bit of interest. That's how lending works. That, of course, lending is very, very simple and easy to understand. It's been around since the creation of money. And yeah, I really do like Moonwell because, like I said, very simple and easy to understand, and it also provides people, a way of, like I said, having passive income. If you've got a load of money sat there, or even a small amount of money, for example, if you just made a load of money on an investment, you want to cash it out into USDT, sorry, and you've just got it sat there, why not use Moonwell to actually lend your money out and start earning a little bit of interest on that money which you actually lend out, which again, super simple, but I really do believe that Moonwell really could have a very, very promising future, especially the fact that it's only got $181 million in the market cap. I believe it's very, very underrated. And like I said in my video yesterday, another reason why I like Moonwell so much is because the founder of Moonwell has actually worked for Coinbase in the past. I believe he was quite high up there. He was an engineer for Coinbase, and I believe he actually, if I remember correctly, I was looking at the white paper yesterday. He was actually one of the guys who actually created the rewards program on Coinbase. So he's very, very well experienced in the space. And the fact that he's worked for Coinbase in the past, which again, Coinbase is absolutely giant in the cryptocurrency space, it really does provide a good amount of hope for Moonwell in the future as well. So that was Moonwell in the number 4 spot. Going on to the number 3 spot here, we have got Checkdot, or CDT for short. You can see the current price for Checkdot is currently sat at just over 18 cents per coin, and you see the market cap is incredibly low for Checkdot. Of course, some people would see this as a negative because, of course, people see lower market caps as more risky, which again, yes, lower market cap coins do sometimes inherit more risk. However, with lower market cap coins, you have to also say It's higher risk, but it's also much higher reward. You do not need as much money pumped into the market cap compared to these other coins, such as Moonwell's 181 million, or compare that to Render is $4 billion. You can compare that to Checkdot, only $1.42 million. In order to see even 100x gain on Render, you need another $4 billion pumped into the market cap. For Checkdot, you'd only need a $1.4 million pumped into the market cap to see 100% gains. So again, risky, yes, but also higher rewards. And again, this is just, depends on the investor itself. Do you like high risk, high reward, or do you like to play it more safe and like to go for the coins which have higher market caps? Of course, the higher market cap coins do not also, they also do have lots of risk still with them. You cannot invest into a high market cap coin and suddenly think that you're completely safe, because we've seen massive coins in the past just absolutely go completely crash overnight, even with very, very high market caps. But yeah, it all depends on your investor. But yeah, the market cap for me is incredibly exciting, and it just shows how early we actually are with Checkdot. 24-hour volume just over $105,000, which again doesn't seem like a lot, but if you compare it to the market cap, this is actually fairly high, 7.53% volume to market cap ratio. Again, pretty decent. Total supply 9.9 million, with current circulating supply at 7.75 million. Checkdot as well. Again, a very good amount of circulating supply, especially for this market cap. We are still so early with Checkdot, and the fact that the circulating supply is so high already, this is a massive green flag for myself, in my opinion. So what is Checkdot all about? So to put it in the most simple way, Checkdot is basically it is an insurer. It's insurance in the cryptocurrency space, which is why I'm so incredibly bullish about Checkdot, is because we've never seen a coin do this before. This is truly one of a kind, completely unique. And I've said this many times in my other videos when I've talked about Checkdot. I believe this is not only good for Checkdot itself, but this is actually good for the whole of the cryptocurrency market, because a lot of people actually get put off cryptocurrency because of the fact that there's no insurance available. Many people see it as they see it as similar to the traditional traditional investing space, but basically just a hell of a lot more risky. That there's no insurance, there's nothing to actually say if your coins disappear overnight, if you lose all your money overnight from someone stealing or this and that. There's no way to get your money back at all. And so this is where Checkdot actually comes in. It actually provides insurance for many different things. And I really do believe this is good for the whole of the cryptocurrency space. It could actually encourage new people to actually get into the cryptocurrency space, which have previously thought is too risky, or there's no insurance, so I'm not going to do it. How does Checkdot actually work here? You can see they're incredibly transparent, and it works just as normal traditional insurance works. So basically, you insure your coins or whatever you're insuring for a certain amount, and then depending on how much you insure, you will then be basically paying a set monthly cost here. And with Checkdot, it's even more it's way more transparent than traditional insurers, where they don't tell you why your monthly cost is how it is. They base it on tons of different factors, but with Checkdot, it's right here in front of you. You select what you want to insure against, how much money you want to insure, and it tells you the monthly cost right here. Very easy and transparent, and this is one of the main reasons why I love Checkdot. You can see here, you can insure up to this amount on the right here, so up to 97k for this one. It obviously depends on which one you want to insure against, and then it tells you the set monthly cost which you will be paying, and then if anything does go wrong, you're completely insured. And of course, the higher risk it is, the higher monthly cost is, and of course that is just how insurance works, because of course the riskier it is, the more likely it's going to happen. Then of course they need to actually try and recoup some of their investment by charging you a higher monthly cost. So yeah, that is Checkdot in number 3 position. Incredibly bullish about Checkdot. The fact that it's such a low market cap coin and it's so incredibly unique. Not only can it be good for Checkdot, like I said, but the whole of the cryptocurrency space. I really do believe that Checkdot is way up there on my list, and incredibly excited for Checkdot's future. Now going on to the number 2 coin in today's video, and that is actually going to be Flux. This coin I'm incredibly bullish about. Flux has been out there for years now, and I really do believe, that Flux hasn't got its big break yet. You see over the last day, 3% up. over the last 7 days, down 4%. Over the last month, actually up 11%. Over the last year, around 50%. But if we switch to the all-time chart here, you can see how incredibly undervalued I believe Flux is right now. You can see from the beginning it's still up over 2,000%. So, you know, people who bought back here are still up incredibly. But if we look back here in the 2021-2022 bull run, you can see Flux actually did hit an all-time high of $3, which is absolutely crazy compared to the price right now, sitting at just under 60 cents. You can see the potential that Flux had even back then. But I believe that, you know, Flux didn't truly hit what it should have hit, because I don't believe that it was properly marketed to people out there. Not many people really knew about Flux. It flew so under the radar, and back then, you know, I don't believe that they had partnered with as many brands. Back then, of course, they were still in the early stages. Now Flux has had a good few years to mature. The team is still here, constantly updating and improving it, and Flux has improved so much, guys. I cannot even state how much Flux has improved, and the price has just continued to drop, which is just absolutely crazy to me. People have really given up on this coin, which I believe it should be the complete opposite. I believe people should be the most bullish they've ever been about Flux. Just the fact that they've been around for so many years now. You know, they started in 2018, or probably even before that, probably 2017, 2016. So they've probably been here for around 7-8 years, and the team are still here, still sticking around. They stuck around even when Flux hit this all-time high. They are still here to stay. And like I said, they've hit this all-time high when Flux was nowhere near as good as it is today. I mean, Flux is such a great product today, such a great coin. It's so multifaceted. I mean, there's so many things that it covers, and I just cannot say that enough. But let's get into what actually Flux is in a second here. But you can see the current market cap of Flux, 222 million, I should say, in the market cap, with the 24-hour volume sitting at 18.73 million. Volume to market cap ratio 8.44%. Again, another very healthy ratio there. Total supply 375 million Flux, with the, it actually says here, sorry, the max supply, that was a bit weird, that was a bit confusing, but the max supply is 440 million, sorry, with the current circulating supply 375 million currently in supply. Again, a good circulating supply compared to the max supply. All these coins that I say on today's list, I believe they've all got good, you know, circulating supply compared to max supply, so you're not going to experience too much coin dilution, because there's nothing worse than seeing a coin which you really like and then seeing the circulating supply incredibly low compared to the max supply, because there's basically not a point investing into that coin, because you think by the time, if you invest early, by the time all the other coins come into the market, then you are completely going to be diluted and your investment is just going to drop. But that is not the case with Flux. So what actually is Flux all about, and why am I so bullish about Flux? So Flux is basically all about cloud computing. So it's similar in the fact of Render, like the number 5 crypto, which I said at the start of the video. It's similar to that, as the fact that it's distributed power from different people around the world. However, with Flux, is more sort of centralized, all about you know, decentralized apps or web programs, whereas Render is all more about, like as it says in the name, rendering the actual rendering these different things. Flux is actually all about sort of building these different decentralized apps on them, and different websites, all these different things on their actual Flux cloud network. But you can see here the total nodes over 13,000. They've got so many cores, lots of SSD, so much RAM, 263 terabytes total RAM, over 106,000 total cores, total SSD over 7 petabytes, and the nodes are already in over 78 countries as well, which is absolutely crazy to see. Before we look at the partners as well in a second here, which is again another big reason why I'm so bullish about Flux, let's now go back down. Let's go down the website and see why I'm so incredibly bullish about Flux, and why, you know, I believe that Flux is going to be doing so well in the future. And this is all about their main, you know, goal. So I'd say this is their sort of main thing. They've got many different things. If we switch, like hover over ecosystem here, you know, they've got so many different things. Like I said earlier, they're so multifaceted. They've got so many different things, but I believe the main thing that they want to focus on is actually Flux Cloud. And why do I think Flux Cloud is so good? Because, you know, there's already different companies out there which offer, like, you know, the cloud has been out for many years now, where they offer, like, you know, storage for people, or you know, basically processing power up in the cloud for people. They offer it already. So why is Flux such a big deal? Flux is such a big deal because of the price. They offer the same services as these other companies do, but for a fraction of the price. And when I say fraction, I really do mean a tiny fraction of the price. You can see here, Flux is offering the same service as Google Cloud, AWS, Azure, but you can see they've got their services for $5.29. Google Cloud offer the exact same services, guys. I cannot stress that enough. This is the exact same service. Nothing changes at all. $176 for Google Cloud. AWS almost $80, Azure over $116 for the same service, and it continues as you upgrade the packages. $9 compared to $300, $135, $233, $17 compared to $600, $467, $247. It is absolutely crazy. This really is a no-brainer for companies to actually start using Flux, and this is one of the main reasons why I cannot believe that Flux isn't bigger, and I believe that it's only a matter of time before people start to look at Flux and realize, wow, Flux is truly, truly undervalued. Let's have a look at the partners that Flux are currently actually partnered up with, and it is absolutely crazy. You can see here, all these different things. They did just show. Let me see if I can find it. I believe they're already partnered with Nvidia. Here we go. This is a bit better company. So you can see Polkadot, Osmosis, KD Launch. They've also partnered with Minecraft, which is absolutely crazy. I believe they're partnered with WordPress, Nvidia, all these different companies. That's just off the top of my head. But yeah, the amount of companies they are partnered with is absolutely crazy. And like I said, these are not just small little companies which are just startups. These are companies which have been running for many, many years and are absolutely huge. You can see here TeamSpeak was absolutely massive during the pandemic. Minecraft, of course, absolutely massive game. And all these different partners, Flux has actually got. They're not just saying they want to partner up these people. They have already partnered with them. And I really do believe it's only a matter of time before Flux is market cap and the price of Flux just absolutely goes parabolic. And I really do mean that. So that was Flux in the number 2 position. Let me know what you think about Flux. Are you bullish about Flux? In the comment section down below. But without further ado, let's go on to the number 1 coin for today's video. And what is this coin going to be? This is going to be Casper. Casper is an incredibly popular altcoin. And I mean, if we look at the chart here, you can understand my sort of reasoning why this is in number 1. You can see the growth Casper has had. It's just been absolutely insane. Months after months after months, it just keeps climbing up and up and up. I mean, if we look over the last year, you can see it's been up and down, up and down. But if we switch to the all-time chart here, you can see the absolutely crazy growth Casper has actually experienced. Over 90,000%, guys. And this is only in around, it's not even been 2 years. It's been about a year and a half. And it has experienced over 90,000% in growth, guys. I first started covering Casper, I believe, around 7-8 months ago. I'd say it's been about that since I first started covering Casper. And when I first started covering Casper, it was around a $400 to $500 million market cap. Since then, you can see it's over 10x'd that. And I just can't actually believe how much growth Casper has experienced. I mean, you can see over the last day alone, up 10%. Like I said, over the last month, it's been up and down, but still up over 30%. And like again, switch to the all-time chart, over 90%, gains for these people. So congratulations to the people who invested back here in 2022. The gains have been absolutely crazy. But yeah, $4.25 billion in the market cap, $264 million in the 24-hour volume, actually up 86%. Like I said, basically all the coins I've covered today, the volume on them have been. All these coins, the volume have been pumping like crazy, which is incredibly good to see. Finally, it seems like the volume and the money is coming back into the cryptocurrency space, which I'm incredibly excited for the future for. Volume to market cap ratio over 6%. Total supply, I should say actually, max supply 28.7 billion CAS, with circulating supply 25.18 billion Casper in current circulating supply. Again, good amount of circulating supply, not going to experience too much dilution as well. Incredibly good to see. So what actually is Flux all about, and why is Flux actually in my number 1 position? Of course, you know, the reason why it's in my number 1 position is because of the amount of growth Casper has experienced already. Over 90,000% is just absolutely crazy. And the fact it continues to grow week after week after week, that is one reason why. But the other reason why is because Casper, what Casper actually is all about, is incredibly simple. Casper is all about transactions. It's all about being a currency, which of course in the name cryptocurrency, that is what these cryptocurrencies were originally intended to be. They're meant to be an alternative currency to the traditional currency, whatever it may be in your country. It's meant to be an alternative to that. And so what actually happened over the years, we take Bitcoin for example, it was first created as a currency and it was all good. However, as more and more people started to hop onto the Bitcoin network, we started to see the network slow down and the fees get incredibly high. And so many people start to see Bitcoin not really as a currency anymore, but as a store of value. And so this actually opened up a position for another coin to come along and actually be used as a currency, and this is where Casper actually comes along. So you can see here, Casper is the fastest open source, decentralized and fully scalable layer 1 in the world. So like it says there, they are layer 1, they're incredibly simple is what they wanted to do. They basically just want to be used as a cryptocurrency. And how they're actually able to achieve this is by actually using their own unique technology called block DAG, which is much faster and more efficient than any other cryptocurrency out there, and that is their goal, and I believe they actually have achieved it already. Their goal was to be the fastest cryptocurrency, and I believe they have actually achieved that already. And so why Casper has been doing so well is because, like I said, it's incredibly simple and easy to understand. But another main reason why I believe Casper has done so well is because the narrative behind Casper. So many people compare Casper to Bitcoin, and of course, if any coin gets compared to Bitcoin, and people look at the growth and the amount of gains people have made off Bitcoin, they start to get excited. They start to get hyped up, and they start to FOMO into the coin. So I believe another big reason why, apart from the unique technology and the fact that Casper has been doing so well, is the narrative behind Casper and how many people actually compare Casper to Bitcoin. So yeah, apart from that, guys, I'd like to thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know what your favorite coin on today's video actually was. Is it going to be Casper in the number 1 position? Is it going to be Render, Moonwell, Checkdot, or Flux? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Also, let me know what you think the future of the cryptocurrency markets are going to be looking like. Do you think the bull run is going to be in 2025, 2026, 2027? Just let me know down in the comment section down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button and also hit that like button if you did enjoy today's video as well. Apart from that, I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.